See how I can break them down? Huh? I could bring common sense to ignorance. You feel me? Think about it. They showed you a world that's out of space, right? You got to think deep, dog. This is why I taught you to think outside the ball. You see why I've been holding the ball on the chair, the same basket chair? To teach you, you got to think outside the ball. And I'm pointing at the ball, showing you, think outside the ball. They showed you an outer space of a ball. That came from the marbles of Michael Forster, stole from me. You feel me, dog? You can't tell me because y'all wasn't even born yet. You feel me, dog? This took place way back in Orthodox of Genesis. You feel me, dog? It's the same. When they told you that an eclipse, right? Think of that, an eclipse, like clipping balls and penis, right? From BC of birth control. That's how they made dead men to women. Call them cavemen. You got to think, why would you call them cavemen? Those are men with caves, came in as white slaves. You feel me, dog? Those were the ones that's playing around in caves, but it's so dark that they don't understand. But they're humping each other and don't realize that they all came with a cave, with a dent. You feel me, dog? And that's where that shit started. Now, break it down. When you go into the lionesses' dens, not no caves, lionesses' dens came in lesbians only. You see how that came in? And then these white men mentality came, and they were all from women because they thinking of women, of cavemen. They don't know that they were lionesses. Only lionesses are in the den. That's what started the LL of all the legislations of all goddesses. Came from the lioness. This is what it came from. LL. Lioness legislations, dog. Came with ministrations. You feel me? Y'all just got to break things down now. Break down when they told you of an eclipse, right? You see when they started clipping off men and taking men penises and putting it on them, claiming themselves as men. You see how the men, they started off as women when they were thinking small. They're not thinking like lionesses anymore. Then they became men because now they got a man mentality, gave them a man looks. Now they went and clipped off black men to get penises. You feel me, dog? It all makes sense. Now, think of it. Why would they came up to tell you of an eclipse? You know what an eclipse means, dog? Huh? Think of it. Eclipse. This is when they tell you that the moon covered up the sun. Right? The sunlight that they claim, that's the sun. Feel me? You can't tell. I'm from laws of lava. Your little so-called lights is foolishness to me. You feel me, dog? Because that's a time frame of small thinking of humanity. So break it down. Yeah? You keep provoking me. You looking for intel, I'm going to give you exposure. I'm going to keep exposing you. Right? Now think about it. Eclipse. Right? Clipping. Right? Clipping off men penises and balls, making stink tuna fish. Then they told you of a Jesus was a fisherman. You see when they came with fisherman, with fish nets, of internets, dog? Come on. In planets, of planets and the apes, break that back down to that caveman mentality. It all comes back to these cavemen mentality, right? So when they told you of a moon cover the sun, think of it. Look, that's just them telling you the moon that came from the back covered up the sun. They telling you from back to front. How can the moon cover the sun? Look, the moon is the front. You feel me? The front line. The moon did not come from no damn back. You feel me, dog? Huh? You see how I can fuck you up? So think of it, right? You all are back to front. When you see clearly the sun at the front line, you don't see me on the front line? The back showing you the moon of the rear. So how can you come and say that the moon made an eclipse to cover up the sun, dog? Think about that, dog. I know I just messed your head up, but think about it. It goes to show I could take nonsense or stupidity and turn it into the facts. You feel me? How can you take the moon to cover up the sun? That's just telling us you took the moon of a man's ass and made the front of a stink tuna fish. You feel me, dog? It's that simple. You see how it makes sense? But I know you want to block what I'm saying. I just uploaded on YouTube what you can take because I'm cooking in Hell's Kitchen What you can't take, get out the kitchen. If you cannot take the truth of how you came with this caveman, making dead men into women, and made and invent AIDS, dog. That's what you all did. You didn't realize AIDS came from the cavemen. Thinking about it, think of everything that dad is teaching you all. This is something new. This is old to me. What is new to you is old to me. Ask yourself now, how did they invented AIDS? Think of it. AIDS is the same as the yeast infection, my friend. Yeast infection is that cream of that 7 cream who poisoned the 7 seas. Huh? In a purple box. Who promotes the color purple? Shall you track them down? Who took men images and put it on green paper, dog? Huh? Calling it me of money. Huh? That's a presidential, right? Donald Trump is playing president, and Harpo, Gail Winfrey, is playing Army and Marines, who are seen in the Army trying to play Sergeant Major. Huh? With Stedman. Who was seen doing that? Who was seen playing the 45 of the 45th president? Who was seen doing that? Huh? Wasn't both of them running together? Then they started running against each other, and then they turned on each other, and then the whole melee all started up because they're the one that came with this, dog. AIDS was invented when they started making these tuna fish men, making dead men into women. That is what made yeast infection. Yeast infection cannot be cured. The same way that AIDS cannot be cured. The same way old age cannot be cured. You see how y'all did to yourselves? But you want me, the doctor, to come and help you, but yet still you got them provoking me? Huh? This is their ways of, oh, well, we can't control the lava, so let's just provoke him. You tell yourself by provoking me, you're going to get intel? Huh? All you get is exposed, dog. You ain't getting no intel. You're going to get exposed.